BassResinator here, enjoying my beautiful hibiscus coral color with a deep pink in the middle. Look, this one's, it's got 3 blooms on it. I wish I would have come out here yesterday to record, because let me show you. I have this giant hibiscus. The problem is hibiscus flowers last 1 day. But look at that. That's a new bud, and I got more buds coming there. And I got another bud down here. I had 2 big ones blooming yesterday. But then I'm super excited because over here on this hibiscus plant is the even more giant, beautiful pink hibiscus. So when that blooms, I'll let you see it. The coral colored ones are about 5 inches across. This giant red one is about 8 inches across, and those pink ones are about 10 inches. Okay, I found out by looking at my computer that today is World Turtle Day. Ta-da! What is this? These are glow-in-the-dark stickers. So, in order for me, I'm out here in the sun, in order for me to get the World Turtle Day and my affinity towards glow-in-the-dark, this is going to be perfect. Okay, let's go inside and see how these glow. Not only do the turtles glow, but the paper they're on glows. This is cool. Okay, let's go see what we're going to do. I just got a leveling board. Dun, 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 dun. It's from J. Diction, and it was just slightly off. Like I said, my big table is level for building things, I guess, but as far as minute things like levels of liquids, no, it was just off. Okay, so I have this little tray mold. It's 4 by 6 inches, and I put a silicone sheet down, or cover, to protect that board. I'm going to try and make somewhat of a crackle effect with Pigmently Deep Space Blue. You know what? I don't have a light on. Just a second. There we go. Pigmently Deep Space Blue, which is a very dark blue, but it's got little speckles of like stars. So that's why it's called Deep Space Blue. But then I'm also going to use some Deep Blue Wonder from Pigmently. So, and I'm going to put this in using Bondcrafter resin, the art coat, or art resin. And hopefully I'll be able to unmold later today. Here we go. Okay, I mixed up 7.5 ounces of that resin. Now I'm going to put in the Deep Blue Wonder, which is a very rich blue. I love these Pigmently colorants because they come in really large. I think it's 4 ounces. So I'm going to get a heaping helping and then a half a heaping. If that makes sense. You saw, hopefully, what a heaping helping and a half a heaping helping is. I'm going to do the same amount with the Deep Space Blue, which is an amazing color. Heaping helping and half a heaping helping. That probably is going to sound really strange. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to put these jars away for the time being while I mix up these colors. Watch the color that comes out. Let me move this clear over here. And I'm going to try something that I've never done before to try and prevent bubbles around the edges. I got this mold. It came in a set of 4 from BB Craft. They're all the same thing. I don't like the concept that this is bent out a little bit, but we'll just deal with it, I guess. Maybe I can put something heavy up against it once I get everything poured. Look at that. Just a beautiful blue. Deep sea blue even, or deep blue wonder. And stir it enough to where you don't have any of those little dust, not dust, but mica puffs in there. I don't know if any of you have ever had Bisquick, which is a instant biscuit mix, and you just add water and an egg or something like that. And if it's got lumps and you go to take a bite out of the biscuit and you didn't get all those lumps out, you're going to get a mouthful of powder or that mix, and that's kind of not what you wanted. It's sort of like you see a glass with some liquid in it, and it looks like Coke, and you go to take a drink and it's tea. Well, that you're like, what is that? And it's just a surprise. Well, we don't want any surprises like that with mica puffs or Bisquick puffs or tea and Coke. Or if you think it's tea and you go and drink it and it's got fizzy in there because it's Coke, you're like, oh, what is that? One more little stir with this, just to make sure. And then I'm going to let it set for a bit to get bubbles off, or so they can degas. We did a musical when I was still teaching. There's Little Shop of Horrors, and there's the dentist scene, and he sings this song about life as a gas, and because he's talking about the gas that you give the patient so they don't feel the pain. So every time I say I'm going to let it degas, I think of that song. I don't know why, other than it's using the word gas. But I'm using these colors partly because it resembles... Oh, that was good. Just got my fingers all covered with resin. Resina. Mis dedos cubierto con resina. But they have these colors in them. You know, that very dark on the outside and the lighter blue. And there we are. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of flame to get rid of it. Now look at there, right in the middle. You see that? That is unmixed mica. So I had a mica puff. Not a micro puff, a mica puff. Okay, now what I have not done before is take a little bit of this clear, just go around the edge, let it set up against there. Now this is not degassed well enough. I should have just gone and put it into the vacuum chamber. In fact, I may go do that right after this and just let this sit and degas. And take those other ones with it too. because there are bubbles here. But these are just little micro bubbles, so hopefully they will be gone when I get back from the vacuum machine. Or vacuum, not machine, but chamber thingy that I've got. If the little dribbles out there in the middle, that's not a big deal, but okay, now off to get rid of the bubbles. We're off to get rid of bubbles. The wonderful bubbles of resin. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. No bubbles now. Oh, there was something on that mold. I want to leave a little bit of clear for a push. Let me get that crusty, I don't know what, out of there. There's one over here. And one right there. I guess when I poured it in, I got some bubbles happening, but now got those taken off. Okay, so I got my clear down. Now for the deep space blue, watch this color. Now, I've never used this mold before, so I don't know exactly how much it should hold. But like I said, I mixed up 7.5 ounces total. Now here's the deep sea blue. If they push that all the way out to the edge, it would be nice. But that clear that I poured before is holding it back just a touch. Maybe when I pour this next clear push, I can push it faster. Maybe get all the way out to the edge. If not, it'll have a clear edge, and that'll be pretty too. Wow, look at how it's already reacting. Look at that. Okay, push. Boom. Come on. Push it out to the edge. Well, this holds a little bit more than 7 ounces, 7.5 ounces, because still got about a little more than 1/8 of an inch. And I see a bubble hanging there on the side. Let me take care of that. Not down low, but right here. Another one there. Don't see any over here. Okay, so now we wait. That is some pretty color. Hopefully that'll pull in. create a crackle effect. That looks so cool on the edge right here. It just sort of rounded. Okay, I'll be back for the demold. Well, this has cured up. Now, the angle may look kind of weird. I'm putting my gloves on right now. But I have something else going right there and right there, so I can't show you that part. You are not allowed to look ahead of time. And then I had a bit of difficulty with the stickers. They're the type that have white background, so I had to trim around. So I got 3 of them that I think will fit on here. But look at that. If nothing else, if the other side doesn't look real good, this side looks really, really cool. Look at this. Slick. Okay, let me go get those stickers. Okay, got my stickers right over here. I got a bigger and 2 littler ones, so we'll see how this looks. Look at that on the side. That looks so cool. Oh, that's the way I had it. If nothing else, this side looks really cool. Okay, here we go. Wow. I don't know which side I like the best. This side's got that real dark blue around the outside and the lighter blue in the middle. Well, this side does too, but this, you know, if I put this guy here and then put one of these little guys is looking in, one's looking this way. So there we go. Okay, that's what we'll do. And then I'm gonna have to go down with a layer of clear over the top to hold that in. Okay, I'm having to get some tape here to help me get the sticker off the backing. Come on now. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Let me see if I can get it where I get the whole Flipper. They call him Flipper, Flipper. Da, 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 da. There we go. This is cool. Ooh. this guy's coming this way. And then get this one. And then we will put a layer of clear on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. And then my poor meatball, it rolled out the door. And there's a bunch more verses to this. And eventually, the meatball goes out under a bush. There's nothing but mush. But then, in the springtime, there is a spaghetti meatball tree growing. Crazy song. Yep. I don't want to cover up all the cool effects, so I'll get him coming in right here. Start turning off the lights. Oh yeah! Coolness. Okay. Turn the lights back on. I will get a little bit of resin mixed up and go over the top of this. And then we'll be through. But if nothing else, you have seen the blue crackle. Okay, just a bit. Okay, I have an ounce mixed up. That may be way too much, but we'll see. I'll go over this with the torch in just a bit because it has some air bubbles in it. Just make sure they're gone. I don't want to spray this, since this is the top side, I don't want to spray it with alcohol because sometimes you get these weird little divots and stuff from alcohol on the when you do it on the top side. And I don't want that. Just a little bit more right here. Okay. Now, and we have World Turtle Day. Okay, cool. This is a little late for World Turtle Day, but I'll get some stills out and put them out on my social media page so that people can say that, oh, he did realize it was it. So, if you are a subscriber of mine, thank you so very, 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 very much. If you are not and you want to be one, it's really easy. Just go down to the bottom of the page and push subscribe button. And while you're there, push the little icon of the bell, and that will notify you anytime I do something new. And if you would like to support my channel in a different way, I do have channel memberships available, very affordable. $1.99 for level 1, $2.99 for level 2. So stick around for stills, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.